Double Take Sports Talk. 5 good minutes with the Watts brothers. Today we're going to talk about the Green Bay Packers and the Jacksonville Jaguars game last week. What are they saying about it? We'll hear about that coming up next. All right, 5 good minutes. Double Take Sports Talk. Welcome to the show. I'm Darren Watts. On the other side of me, you have Daryl Watts II. Say hello to him today.
All right, what's going on?
All right, not much. Just here and flying around.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Anything trending?
Yeah, there's some things
Just
trending.
briefly.
Sam Bradford trending on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota Vikings trending on Twitter. Aaron Rodgers trending on Twitter. Green Bay Packers trending on Twitter.
Where's Mike McCarthy?
I'm not done yet. Stephon Diggs trending on Twitter. Adrian Peterson trending on Twitter.
Probably gonna be trending for a while, too.
And Eddie Lacy trending on Twitter.
Where's Mike McCarthy?
He was on here. They took him off.
Very good. Well, speaking of the Green Bay Packers, since they're trending, we're going to add to that trend. We're going to talk about last week's game between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers. All right, you ready to do this?
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, our 5 minutes starts now. Adam Schefter, ESPN senior writer, put out an article earlier this morning talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Green Bay Packers in Week 1. The NFL had acknowledged that there was a number of questionable calls that went against Jacksonville Jaguars in their Week 1 loss to the Green Bay Packers. Of the 16 calls that the league recognized as going against the Jaguars, a key one was the missed defensive holding by Packers defensive back Micah Hyde against wide receiver Rashard Green that would have given Jacksonville a first and goal from the Green Bay 9-yard line with under a minute left and a chance to win that game. But the Jaguars failed on the ensuing 4th and 1 and lost that game 27-23. These missed calls became a topic of discussion within the internal Jacksonville Jaguars meeting. There was 4 pass interference calls that was committed on wide receiver Allen Robinson that included a potential penalty by Demarius Randall and Sam Shields. But Blake Bortles do not believe it's all about the calls. I do. Do you believe that?
It plays a pivotal role in, that game itself.
In this situation, with that pass interference, with that defensive holding being called on Jacksonville, that could have put them in good position to win that game. So yes, the call mattered. That call mattered in that game.
Anything else up to that point would probably have with too much matter. But the one that could have actually put them in better scoring
was the
position.
very last call, and that was the defensive holding.
Everything matters up to this point. Everything matters from a blown call. Everything matters. But at the end of the day, you have to, pick up the pieces and move on from it.
And that's part of the reason why they're 0-2.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason they're 0-2. They don't have the referees, for one thing.
No,
they got a lot of their calls missed out. To me, that's part of the game. Especially that very last one. That very last one did it for me.
It
That
did.
might not have done it for y'all, but that done it for me.
Well, the problem is that when the referees blows these calls, what is really happening to them?
And I heard through the grapevine that they dock referees for missed calls like that, and it lowers their chances of refereeing a playoff game, from my understanding. Now, I may be wrong.
No, you might be right.
But that's how I understand it. So, with these calls that's being missed, whoever seen it, or whoever was near it, or whoever called it, is the one that's going to get docked the points and have a lesser chance of refereeing a playoff game.
It just seemed like to me that some of these referees just don't give a flying crap about some of these calls.
Because they're making more money gambling.
Exactly. That, or they got something going on with the fantasy of some sort.
You know, normally I would agree with you with that, but because the fantasy ain't costing nothing for them, unless they're doing it for money, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're gambling it, then yeah. If they're doing both, then it's just you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
But that's the problem, and like I said, that takes away from, you know, these teams that are actually trying to come out here and compete at their highest level. It just takes away from it, because if these referees are not calling these appropriate calls that needs to be called, then why referee game if y'all gonna do some stuff like this? And they have some wild stuff going on too. So
Yeah. I'm just, concerned about the NFL and the game, considering what the refs are doing and what they have in their agendas. It's all about them. It's not about the game. It's about themselves and trying to enhance themselves in a better way versus the NFL. It's just something that just goes beyond me. But, I don't understand it all. I'm just here.
all right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 minutes. Thank you for listening to the show.
All right. You can check us out on the social media side and listen to more of our podcasts. You can follow us on Twitter, DTST2414. Like us on Facebook, Double Take Sports Talk page at the Watch Brothers. Subscribe on YouTube and also subscribe to our podcast on the podcast app featuring iTunes. Of course, we got the blog featuring critical thinking and analysis. Check it out at doubleTakeSportsTalk.blogspot.com. Have we done our prediction for Monday night?
No. That's next show.
Oh, okay.
Something wrong?
No. I didn't realize. I thought we skipped past. I thought we were supposed to have done it for the recap.
No, just for the recap. It was the recap, and then the next show would be for a preview for Monday night. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our 5 minutes. Thank you for listening to the show. I'm Darren. That's Darren on the other side of me. Catch up with us on another episode. Until then, ciao.